Well, there's a good look at them together side by side. It's kind of hard for me to get them all, both of them, the full length in the picture. But that's the difference between an extra core and a full-size rifle. I believe the Stutzer is a little shorter. And I'll go over and tell you why. This conversion, as you notice, the spring is on the right-hand side, and this was milled into the barrel, okay? This conversion. For this one, the spring is on the other side. It activates the lock on the left side. And this conversion, as you can see, they lopped off the end of the barrel and threaded the whole conversion style assembly on. Okay, that's because they did not have a milling machine at the facility where they converted this gun. That's what I was told by the fellas out there in Austria. That's why you'll find variations on this. Alright, so basically 2 old muskets, and like I said, the simplified sight that we have on the carbine as compared to the adjustable or elevation adjustable sight here. And you got to watch it. There was a gun, and see, it's hard to get these guns in pristine condition without something wrong with them. I seen one on a gun broker auction that was a gun broker auction. It was a rifle like this, had the barrel bands. It wasn't a Stutzer, but it had this style sight placed there. So right there, the gun's been fooled with. It's not in its 100% original condition. Somebody moved the sights around. So, all right, well, let's get them apart, and then we'll kind of look at them disassembled, which would be a little bit nicer and easier to do. All right, here's what we got when we got it disassembled. I didn't fool with any of that there. And there's your cleaning rod, or your ramrod. And this stock has a pencil marking of this 377, which is also the assembly number, is on this here, 377377. So there's all your miscellaneous hardware. Here's the lock. Which is still in pretty good shape. I guess that's the Austrian Eagle. Mechanism looks pretty clean. Spray that off and lube it and hit it with a little, brush, clean the gunk out, but it's pretty clean. The screws. And there's the firing pin in this half-assed job they did. You could see where that's been mushroomed down like a nail head. And then they went and soldered this bullshit on there. Those are the 2 screws that retain it into the top of the assembling unit. And there's my problem. They drilled a humongous oblong hole. And what they did is they just went through, shot a hole through to get the busted end of the pin and the screwed up end out. So if you look, there is like a little lip in there. I'm going to have to make some kind of plug and try to silver solder and get it to rest on that lip. So in other words, when the pressure comes back, it just holds in there. And then what I will do is get a sleeve, an aluminum sleeve, and then turn it so it fits in there snug, and then figure out what kind of size hole I have to drill, and then make a sleeve to come in at an angle, because that hole is at an angle, and drill out the proper diameter firing pin hole once more, or drill it out to this thing if I can't go and make another firing pin for this. I have to do some more research on it. But now we'll go look at the actual action. And like I said, you can see here where this unit, they cut the end of the barrel off and screwed this whole unit on. Where on the carbine, you can see where that's still the original barrel and that's just been milled out. And then this part was put on and like soldered or welded on there. Also on the carbine, this ejector is just this arm up on the pin there. And that's different. There's only one screw that goes in instead of two on that one. It holds it all in there. I couldn't get it loose and I wasn't going to mess with it. Where on the other design, there are two screws which lock in from this side and this side. And the ejector is this little flat piece of sheet metal. And then if you look on the inside of the bolt, or this side, you see where that screw protrudes out there. Hand ain't worth the shit today. See where that screw protrudes out? Well, that screw goes in to this notch there. I don't know if in that notch, and that's what moves the ejector, and that's what will pull the case out. And that rides into a milled slot in there. And as you notice, your spring that holds, gives tension to the thing is on this side. It's not on this side on the carbine because this is a prototype. It's on this side, which is another difference. It's pretty neat. Now, for all of those who like the markings, let's see if we can give you some time here to take a look at the markings. And then under the stock, we have these here you can't see with stock on. And you got this, which is the conversion assembly, I guess. There's something there. And then again, I don't know if that's an acceptance, inspector's mark, or whatever. There you have it. Alright, and we'll take another look at them barrel marks again. Give you an idea of what's going on there. And then the sight. The sight does have some sort of elevation markings. And that's about it with that. Alright, so that's my view of this. I cleaned the bore out. It looks pretty good. There's some pitting in it. I have to do a chamber casting and a lot of work and a lot more research and see if I can do something with this bolt. It's kind of questionable, but I'm going to try. And well, and find out what size the firing pin or what should be in there, not this thing. And so there's a lot of work to be done. I've done a lot of time doing this. I should have been turning the brass cartridges for the carbine so I can get out and shoot it. And there's another question. I don't think this seems to be, it's like this rifle is a 54 caliber and the carbine is more of a 58 caliber. There's a little bit of a difference between the bore sizes and that. I got to slug this and do a chamber casting. The carbine, I think that centerfire cartridge is a totally different thing other than this rimfire version. So I have to kind of look into that too. There is a difference. Something isn't adding up here. This gun is a smaller bore, I believe, and slightly different caliber. So more research, more work. I don't know what I'm going to get done. I was hoping to turn some brass and get working on that, but I still have to figure out what I'm going to make for this and first repair the bolt. All right then.